Alrighty, y'all. We are back again. Episode 8. We're going to get on into some stories. It's Loren LoRosa. This is the latest with Loren LoRosa. And you guys know, despite whatever is happening in my life, whether I'm figuring out family, work, whatever, I'm always going to be the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything and everybody. And what I don't know, baby, I will pick up the phone, reach out, and figure it out. Okay? So let's get on into some things. So up first, I wanted to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I'll just fresh off of watching the new episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. The episode is titled About Last Night. Now, for those of you guys who are Real Housewives fans, you'll know that we were waiting. All of the Real Housewives of Atlanta fans were waiting for this episode because this is the episode that is Kenya Moore's last episode for season 16. For season 16 for sure, and potentially in the franchise, unless she decides to come back or they allow her back. Like, we still don't know the answer to that. Let me write that down because maybe I can reach out to Bravo and try to figure that out. Like, what is happening? Look at me. That's literally how this works. Like, I'll be talking about something out loud, or someone will ask me a question about a story or some news, and it makes me think of, like, exclusive ways that I can figure out certain things. And by the time y'all see this video, I done already reached out. So anybody that's trying to do it, keep up, okay? But yes, and if you haven't or don't watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, don't worry because this little breakdown is going to be your guide, baby. But the tea is hot. So on About Last Night, this episode, the main focus of this episode news-wise has been the fact that this was Kenya Moore's last episode for the season. And the reason why this was her last episode is because Kenya Moore opened the Kenya Moore Hair Spa. She owned Kenya Moore Hair Care product line and decided to put it in an actual hair spa in Atlanta where you could come get your hair done, you know, all the spa things, but it's all based around her product. So during this episode and at the opening of that spa, her and another girl from the show, a girl named Brittany, who is a newcomer to the show. Oh, wait, 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Hey, Envy, I'm doing the podcast. Let me call you right back. Okay. What time is it? Normally, if they're calling me at 6:23, something's happening and they want me to figure it out before the morning. Like, hey, I just heard this, or hey, what do you think about this, or hey, could this be a story? I love how everybody on the team now, like Envy, Charlotte, Jess, all the producers, they send me different news stuff. They'll call me like, yo, I just heard this, or hey, I saw this happen and what you think about this. Like, I love that because everybody's getting, like, you know, such in the spirit. It feels like a newsroom now. But anyway, so Britt is the newcomer, one of the newcomers on the season. Y'all know Kenya Moore is an OG. She's been there since the original Real Housewives of Atlanta days, back when Nene was there and all that good stuff. So of course, when you are the OG on a reality show like Real Housewives, the new girls gotta come for you. It's kind of like a rite of passage. It shows how they can hang, or if they can't, you know what I'm saying? And it also can elevate their peach or lack thereof. So they're at the hair spa opening, and Kenya and this girl Brittany have actually had a very weird exchange the episode prior. The episode prior, they're at this like special dinner thing, and you know, they kind of get into it over a question that was asked during like a round table type game. And you know, Brittany begins to talk about when they're leaving out after they've gotten into it. Brittany mentions like a pistol and some whips that she owned, that she still be packing. And Kenya, like, in her head, like, girl, well, who you talking to? Because if me and you just got into it and now you talking about a little pistol, 1 + 1 = 2. So what we saying right now? How we giving it up? And of course, now the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the Real Housewives of anywhere, these girls gonna get on into it. But at the end of the day, these are girls with brands, businesses, kids, coin. They not trying to get into all of that. When you get to that point where you talk about pulling out a pistol and all that, people are worried about their own actual safety, and they gonna do what they need to do to protect that. So when I saw the episode prior to this and I saw Kenya's reaction, I'm like, I wonder why Kenya didn't, like, I don't know, anything like legal protection, like involving a lawyer or something, because that's a very like housewives boss move, to bring in attorneys and figure out like something like a cease and desist to try to get her to not film because she felt threatened, something like that. Mind you, if that had happened, we'd have been known by now because all of this stuff was filmed last summer. Even the story about the whole, like, you know, alleged threat of having the gun and bringing the gun out and, you know, the pistol or whatever that, you know, Brittany threw Kenya's way. All these stories leaked and were conversation last summer, but we just begin to see them because now everything has aired. So bringing it back to the episode that we are currently talking about. So that happened, right? So keep that little nugget in your back pocket. Back pocket's back here. Keep that little nugget in your back pocket. So then in this new episode, to me, I feel like you get a better understanding of Brittany, and not to say that what Brittany said to Kenya about, having a pistol or packing a pistol or whatever, whatever the situation was going to be about that. But what I'm saying is that you kind of see her be like, okay, look, I got a lot going on in life right now. She mentioned she just lost her aunt to a stroke, and the stroke happened out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden her aunt was on like life support, and then her aunt had passed away, and she's just like, yo, I was wrong. I want to apologize. Like, I get it. I understand why she would be upset. I understand why she would feel threatened. Even if I didn't mean it, like I'm about to pull my pistol out, I get it. I understand. I'm a woman, blah, blah, blah. Like all that stuff. So that's happening on one side of the production site, right? But then on the other side, Kenya is like, no, I felt threatened. I'm not trying to hear that. I will say the ending of this episode did catch me off guard because Kenya, although she seemed mad, she didn't seem like mad, like, oh my God, I need to get you back. Anything, you know what I mean? Like you go low, I go lower. It seemed like, I don't know. It seemed like mature. I've been here for a while, Kenya. Hey, network, come get this girl. Tell her stop playing with me. And maybe that's why Kenya reacted the way she did in this episode, because what she ended up doing, because the network, honestly got to a point where the network did retaliate after these last two, not retaliate. The network did react after these last two episodes, but instead of Brittany, who mentioned having the pistol or whatever, doing anything happening with her, they decided to let Kenya go. They let Kenya go because Kenya, during the spa salon opening, after Brittany walks out, because she's annoyed that Brittany even comes there. So Brittany walks out and Kenya starts showing these like poster presentations. There's 3 of them. The first one she shows, it's like every single time she brings out one, it gets worse and worse. First one she shows, it is her talking about, who is this girl? Who is Brittany? Because, she's, I guess, had a lot of plastic surgery to her face, allegedly, and, those type of things. So there's all of the photos of the before and after type of vibe. Then the second one, it's like, there must be photos of Brittany in like these alleged music videos, and Kenya's like, oh, she was a video hoe. See, I was a video girl. This is Kenya. I was a video girl. I got paid for the videos. I was a video vixen. And we know, like, we've seen Kenya in like Jay-Z's videos and stuff like that. But she basically was saying like, girl, you was low budget. Like, you can't sit with me. I'm the queen, period. Then the third poster, baby, Kenya brings out this poster with this girl and these photos of this girl on there. Y'all know that this girl is on there. I don't even know. Can I say it? Sucking. She was putting a man's private part in her mouth. And again, all of this we knew about because it was such a big deal, because basically the network looked at this as Kenya releasing revenge porn, which is a crime. And they had to they had to suspend Kenya for the rest of the season. So after this episode, she no longer filmed whatsoever. Now, I've been reporting on this a whole ton, a lot. And when it first came out, Kenya like really played as if I don't know, like it was weird. It was almost like as if she was saying she didn't do or didn't, like she was posting things like believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, or something like that, like kind of giving it up like maybe the story might have been spun not to her benefit in the wrong way that made her look, crazier, made the situation look crazier than it was. After watching this, there's no way around what she chose to do. Like even in the episode, Portia walks out. A lot of the girls walk out because they're like, yo, bro, you took it too far. And she's doing it at the spa opening. It's like you in here talking about you built this for your daughter. This is something for you to pass down to your daughter and blah, blah, blah. And then you do this here. And she's saying that, like, she felt threatened. She felt like somebody was coming for her, trying to take food out of her daughter's mouth. It was a bit much for me. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. It was a bit much for me. Now, I will say, just opinion on this, because I know there's a lot of opinions swirling. And we're not going to get into all the opinions here. I don't have the time. But we will talk about this on The Breakfast Club. I'm going to save this little nugget I know y'all don't like it when I talk about the same things in two different places, but I'm going to save some of this. So Andy Cohen has come out and reacted to it, and Kenya was not happy about that. Kenya had a very lengthy message for Andy Cohen in response to what he had to say, and the fact that there's a whole justice for Kenya movement happening right now from the Real Housewives of Atlanta fans. They feel like Kenya was unjustly suspended. And there's other people who feel like, even if she was going to be suspended, there should have been more action taken against Britney because this was a reaction to something. But we're going to talk about that nugget. We're going to talk about Andy Cohen's response and whether that was right or wrong on The Breakfast Club. So if you're listening to this today, go and listen and check out the latest with Loren LoRosa on The Breakfast Club as well. But back to what we're talking about here. I think it was too much. I get it. I get the antics of the show. I understand, how the antics rev up your character, rev up your positioning on the show, and, you got the peach and you're the OG girl, whether you don't have the peach or not, or I understand all of that stuff. But I just think at this point, Kenya has been doing this for a really long time. A really long time. Being on television, being in a reality show spotlight or any show spotlight, I think that one of the things that Kenya should know by now is that you got to protect the brand by any means. And I think she thought she was protecting the brand by being the person that came out on top and you know what I mean? I'm going to go low because you went low. I'm going to go lower. But it didn't make her look good. I was watching it and I'm like, it's not even giving clap back, oh, you did that, Kenya. It's giving, girl, you look dumb as hell. You look dumb. Because at the end of the day, first of all, I don't think nobody without a good photo or two, okay? Clock it. That's number one. Number two, it's just she said something to you that you took offensively, that you took as a threat to your life. She can't change how you took what she put out there. But watching all of the background leading up to that moment, and Kenya's not there as they're filming Britney, so she doesn't know that. But she didn't give her the opportunity to as well. Britney was coming there on some, I just want to apologize. I don't want to miss a big night for her because hopefully we can move forward past this. And I want to say that I was able to be there to support her during this big night. And it just looked crazy. It just looked very you grasping at straws to have a moment. And that was Kenya's whole point. Is yo, this girl is here and she's trying to have a moment with me because I'm the OG. Kenya let that girl trick her out her spot. Hate that for Kenya. And I understand that there's the whole, justice for Kenya moment and movement happening right now. But what's done is done. I do think that there should have been something, and I don't know if there was conversations behind the scenes or what, but I do think it's weird that somebody can mention they got a pistol after you just got done arguing with them and just carry on about their business. That is kind of crazy. 100%. That is crazy. But I just think, as an OG on the show and with everything that Kenya has accomplished at this point and just her position in the franchise, I'm not coming down there. I'll come join y'all later. I'm not coming down there to play with you. And if I do play, it's going to be so much more better calculated and with style and grace that I'm not being tricked out my spot. And I think that's exactly what Kenya let happen. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. If y'all have been following this situation with Kenya Moore and Britney from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, do you feel like Kenya should have been suspended indefinitely for the rest of the season? They haven't said that she can't come back, but there has been no announcement about her coming back. I know I want her back, but do y'all think she's going to actually want to come back? Because there's also the conversation now spiraling that, from that Candy has started and about the network just not protecting their stars. And in that moment, I didn't even look at it like the network didn't protect Kenya. I looked at it like, Kenya, you supposed to have Kenya. Don't let nobody ever, girl, the way that was a misstep. Normally my girl can twirl and twirl and twirl. And you know what I mean? Clock it. But that was a really big misstep on her part. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't read well off of the show. I wonder how it has affected her off of the show with brand deals and endorsements and things of that nature. Yeah. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Are you team Britney? Are you team Kenya? Justice for Kenya? Do you think that, Kenya and because of what she did, everything was handled well or not? And do you feel like there should have been consequences for Britney and her mentioning having her pistol and her whips? And if so, what should those have looked like? Make sure you tweet me, Loren LoRosa, Instagram, all that good stuff. I want to hear from y'all on this one because I feel like our girl, she just got that. She let that new girl run literally like wake her up to then put the rest of her season 16 to bed. And she was on some apology. Like she didn't. Okay, I'm repeating myself. So let me just move on.